Have you ever felt frustrated and overwhelmed by managing all the processes in a project in your business if you're an entrepreneur? I definitely have. And in fact, I've searched for many years to understand how to organize things in my business and put together some frameworks and a unique visual methodology that has helped me along the way. It's something that's still being developed every day. And what I want to do here is kind of create a record of the learning journey I'm on in developing this visual roadmap. My colleague and I refer to this as the venture map. And it has been inspired over the years from multiple fields like business architecture and service design, but it also has a foundation in military leadership principles, and that's really where I want to start. So the spirit of the video today is going to be pretty short. This is my first video. I'm kind of viewing this as a kind of like a family home movie. I grew up in the 90s, and we had camcorders and those things, and we would record travels and whatnot. So I kind of am just seeing this as a documentation of my journey. And if anyone out there finds value in this kind of approach, I'm more than happy to share it. It's something I believe that is beneficial for myself, for some colleagues, and then also some of my clients. That being said, let's start off with the military inspiration. So I did serve in the Marine Corps for 4 years, and in the infantry we leverage a tool that can look something kind of like this, and we call it a terrain model. And basically what a terrain model is like a sand castle. I like to jokingly say it's like Mr. Rogers' train set from hell, Kill Bin Laden edition. And it can be very low fidelity. You can see these guys have it carved out in the mud with spray paint here. This is something that's a familiar scene for anyone who's served in the infantry. But basically, a terrain model is used to depict the realities of an operational environment beforehand. Let's see, maybe I have another great image here that we could leverage. Right, it basically allows individuals to, a team in a military context, to see the terrain and then overlay a strategy on top of that. And it helps us align our mental models. When the stakes are high and it's a rapidly changing environment, you really want to ensure you hedge your bets and you mitigate against risk. Because life's on the line. So this sort of visual alignment tool has been leveraged in the military for a long time. It's called terrain modeling. And let's see, I'm just going to swipe through a couple of these reference boards here. Basically, one of the things I wanted for a while when trying to build out my fitness business online was a single and unified place where I could track all of my assets, right? Everything from the website to the social media marketing to sales and then customer fulfillment, business models. All of these things were existing in kind of Google Drive or Dropbox or a desktop folder. And over time, it became frustrating and overwhelming because the collateral just began piling up. And I said, there's no single unifying place to visualize all of this. You would never be waiting to go on a helicopter assault and have a lieutenant. Maybe you would, God forbid, but we wouldn't have somebody come with cut up pieces of a map. And so the map is all out of scale. Some of the pieces are completely turned around backwards. Some of the pieces are actually in wrong positions. And then you have a different person present each piece of the map. and none of them actually really show how they connect. And then the only connections they do depict are kind of just theoretical. For example, project planning communities really talk great about project plans, but then you can see the innovation strategy communities like Strategizer, love them, but they talk about awesome ways to do customer development with Steve Blank's protocols, and Ash Moria, who does the Lean Canvas. You've got awesome protocols in there, but then you've got the whole marketing community, and then there's media production, and then there's the campaigns and the ad folks, and how you distribute your collateral and drive traffic. But then there's the funnel kind of communities, and then there's the sales communities, and then there's customer engagement, member retention, upsell, cross-channel sales kind of stuff. And then there's story, like how do you weave narrative into your business. So there's just all these pieces that are great and necessary, but seeing the whole map, for me at least, was extremely difficult, not forthcoming. And the idea you kind of had to keep in your head was quite large. My colleague and I, Mr. Jack Hickler, we've used this as a pretty scary image as a reference to say how we feel keeping the idea of your business is inside of your head. All of those moving pieces, it's a constellation of moving objects in a rapidly changing environment where there's high stakes. So as a Marine infantry guy who did 2 deployments to Afghanistan, I recognized some of those universal elements and started to say, well, shoot, maybe we can do a type of map for our business. And this is definitely not the first generation, but it's certainly an early generation. And we've had the privilege of working with a few clients to help build upon learnings in the market. And ultimately, what I want to do in this sort of video playlist, documented journey kind of a thing, is actually just go through the process. And I'm just going to do one video at a time, and I'm actually going to go through the entire process that we see, that we're learning. And, maybe I'll end up interviewing some folks that are experts. We never claim, I don't claim a corner on the market of brilliance by any means. I'm the furthest thing you're ever going to meet from a formally trained MBA or business, executive business guy. That's just not me by any means. I definitely relate more to wielding the axe and being out in the field like these guys. So this is me over here. So ultimately, this video series is a way for me to catalog my journey. If there's anyone out there who relates to the approach of just rolling up their sleeves, putting their thinking cap on, and wanting to approach work and project management and streamlining business operations and developing a valuable asset in the market that has a validated fit with a customer segment, if anyone that is kind of on that page with me and finds it valuable, I really want to know about that. So I'm just going to drop a link in the description. If you want your own asset, you want your own venture map, I can hook you up with one, a template, and I'll even give you some of my time at no cost. So just to help you implement it into your own Miro board. So I'm using Miro here. So if you want a strategy session, you want your own venture map, just click the button below, and really interested to see how you'll use it. So yeah, my first, I guess if this is video 0, my first video is going to start at the very beginning. My father is a brilliant man. He was an Imagineer at Disney for close to 23 years, and he says that when you want to get to the core of an idea, you need to swim upstream. And a lot of the time, and that's really what we've done here, but a lot of the times when people are starting their business idea, they'll start with the website. They'll come in where maybe they're thinking about their funnel, or they're thinking about the purchase point, or maybe they're even just start thinking about the product, the solution. The customer discovery, customer development, innovation strategy crew in the world, the lean startup kind of people say that you gotta be customer centric and oriented on fixing a problem. But if you really go before a lot of the business model canvas kind of stuff, and you go through the books, you go through all of their literature, you see that they really push you to do market analysis, market sizing, market segmentation, getting real clear on what you're supposed to do before all the business modeling, and that's validating a market segment. But if you go before that, you start swimming upstream even further, you start realizing it's about the core reason, it's the nucleus, the heart of why you want to do something in the first place. So those brand identity is a big component of that. But you go even further, because it's not just aesthetic, right? It's social, it's tribal, it's who we are, and it's the purpose. It's why we're doing it. So you love Simon Sinek, right? He talks about starting with why, and we really love that, having a mission statement and a vision. That cultural element is so vital. So swimming upstream to the highest possible level is really that cultural element from our view. And to that end, we think that a wise culture has planning at its heart. So I'm going to start off with project plans in my first video 0, and I'll show you how what we've done to learn a little bit about project planning, and the sort of assets that we've put together to kind of track project plans, and I literally will do another 10-minute video, 15-minute video of me planning out the venture map, and then little by little we'll just carve out the whole thing and make a playlist out of it, and you guys can follow suit. I'll share the templates with you if you want to go ahead and plug your own venture into the map. And that'll be that. So that's all the time I got for now. Thanks for joining. If you want your own copy of this, just click the link below, and I'll even help you get on a Zoom call, get your own Miro account set up, and plug in the template for you on a strategy session. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys on the other side.